HTA kids, are you ready for some more fun? Come on, guzzle up those cornflakes. Are you ready to join in, everybody? Let's get started with today's HTA Kids Online. Well, thanks, but I'm not sure I'm very thirsty right now. I wonder what this is all about. Oh, very strange to me. It's a glass of water. Oh, hi Spot, maybe you can help me. What is this about? You wanted to see how I drink it? Well, like this. Is that how you would expect me to drink it? I didn't know there was any other way to drink it. I know some of you might gulp and burp. You hear that? Okay, good. But I don't do that to you. So, why do you want to know how I can drink water? Oh, you've got a clue. You've been reading it before. So, sneaky peeks at the clue. Let me put this down. Okay, you've had a sneaky peek at the clue. Have a look at see what it says. It says the unlikely hero today watched thousands of people as they drank. Can you think of a hero in the Bible that watched people drinking, everyone at home? Can you, Spot? No, I'm not sure I can either. Oh, well, it's going to be exciting. I'm sure we'll find out later on. Today's Squawk is getting stranger and stranger. Stranger indeed. Okay, anyway, let's not worry about that. You super spies out there, if you're looking for objects during the sessions, this week it's torches. But we're not talking about the torches that we use at home nowadays. We're talking fire and flames. If you see these during the session, count them. So I'll leave it there at the end. So, do you remember the quest? Let's have a little look and see what it said.
The quest. Hunt out unlikely heroes from the past to discover their superhero talents and to learn God's promises for us today. Your quest is to answer the question, can you be a hero for God?
What talents have we seen our superheroes, our unlikely heroes, have so far? They've been faithful, haven't they? They've had courage and more courage. I wonder what it's going to be today. I guess we're going to find out. Okay, right, so today's session is called Cool Leader or What? I can't quite hear you. Squawk, I can hear something from you. I can hear that music again. Can you hear it?
The unlikely hero you're about to meet was amazing at following instructions. How good are you? Only if you are good enough can you continue in the quest.
Okay, everybody, it's follow my leader time, everyone at home. Okay, so when I do an action, so I do like that, you've got to do it, okay? Okay, like that, yeah, Squawk, you're in and out, great. When the siren goes, you've got to freeze. And you've got to just be like a little shadow in the night. Don't move a muscle. Until the music starts again, and then we can do another action. So you've got to follow me, follow my leader. Okay, are you ready? Let's go with the music.
may continue the quest.
I was just thinking, if you're willing to follow instructions, you've got to trust the person who's giving you them, haven't you? For instance, if I were teetering on the edge of a really high building, I would not want Squawk to tell me to jump. Because he's got wings and he can fly. I'm not going to fly, I'm going to go straight down, so I wouldn't trust Squawk. So you've got to trust the person who gives you the instructions. Hey detectives at home, is that another clue to our unlikely hero? Did he observe people drinking water, but also trust someone a lot too? Who do you think he could have trusted? Who do you trust? Why don't you have a go at this at home? I've got a mystery person behind me. Can you see their arms? Now, when you trust somebody, you trust that they're going to not let you fall or hurt yourself, don't you? So I'm going to lean backwards. I'm standing up straight. I'm going to lean backwards and I'm going to trust my mystery person that he or she is going to be able to catch me and is not going to let me fall. Do you think I should do it? Shall I? Okay, you can have a go at this at home too with somebody you trust. Are you ready? I'm just going to fall backwards. Oh, I'm going. Now that person did not catch me very well, I have to say. You try it at home though. While we're on our feet, well I hope you're on your feet and not on the floor like I was earlier on, it's a perfect time to worship God. Let's have another go at Waymaker this week. I bet you're really getting the hang of this time. Can't wait to see you all doing it at church when we get back together.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Oh, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, I worship you. Oh, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Whoa. Miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
Squawk. I like that song, but do you know something, Squawk? I do get my hands tied in a knot. You know, all the Waymaker and the crossing. I can't do it still. I still get in a bit of a kerfuffle. Do you at home? Right, so last week we learnt that it's not just guys that can be unlikely heroes, but we had a queen, a lady, as well, didn't we? And she was a pretty much of a super dude. She was fantastic, wasn't she? I wonder who we're going to meet this time. She saved a nation. All our heroes are pretty amazing, Squawk, aren't they? Yes, they are. I wonder who we'll meet this week. I wonder who we'll meet. Right. Hey. Squawk. There's that music again.
God is a promise keeper. Put on your glasses to reveal the promise.
Oh, yes, God's promises, Squawk. Do you remember? They've helped all our heroes so far, haven't they? They've been pretty amazing. What is it today? Are you ready to put those glasses on? Okay, let's put your goggles on, your glasses. Squawk, and see if you can see something through them. What's the promise going to be for this week? Let's have a look. Sorry, Squawk, I'm pulling you about a bit. There you are. You've got them on? Can you see anything? Yeah? Brilliant. What can you see, Squawk? Let's have a look and see what Squawk can see.
Hey, look, it says, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. And it's from a book called Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 29.
Okay, HTA kids, actions. Let's do some actions to help us to remember the promise. He gives strength. Here we go. Strength to the weary. I've talked about bedtime. Weary is when you're tired, isn't it? So let's go to sleep. Like that, weary. So he gives strength to the weary and increases. That means gets more, gives more. So more and more and more and more. So going up and increases the power of the weak. So the power of the weak. We are flopping weak. So let's try that again. You ready? He, that's God, isn't it? He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. Perfect, let's try one more time. You ready? You all standing up? Okay. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. I think you've got it. Brilliant. Well done, everyone at home.
Your next instructions will help you discover what sort of person God chooses for his unlikely heroes. Which character would God pick to be his unlikely hero? The clue is in the title. You must guess which one is the unlikely hero and send your reporter to discover his hidden talent. You have 20 seconds.
Wow, we have to guess which one is the unlikely hero. Would God choose someone really strong, powerful, talented, athlete? A farmer? That's an odd character. What do you think at home? Let's have a little think. The title, a cool leader or... What? Can't really hear you. Time's up. Okay, what do you think? The farmer, they have a funny accent, don't they? That's... What? I can't hear you? That's what I want to say sometimes because I can't understand them. What do you think, everybody? Is it him? Shout out to who you think it is. Okay, all you time travelers at home, let's send our reporter. Hang on to your seats. We're going to see if we can find that farmer, our unlikely hero. Laura, have you managed to track down our unlikely hero, the one we're looking for?
Well, I think so, Jane and Squawk. And although he doesn't look very remarkable, I'm not sure if he is the person we're looking for. Excuse me, hi, this is the HTA Kids channel. I wondered if you had a minute to talk to us. Are you the mighty warrior that we're looking for?
Hey, excuse me? Sorry, were you speaking to me?
Yes, am I talking to Gideon? Can you tell us about the angel? I mean, did you actually see one?
Oh, yeah, I did, but I didn't realise that until he burnt out the meat meal I gave him. Poked it with a stick, he did, and poof, it went up in flames. Most people eat their dinner.
I don't mind me asking, why did he appear to you?
I wondered the same thing. My relatives are the weakest in Manassas, and my family is also the smallest. I was definitely wondering why me, especially when he called me a mighty warrior. Me? He even said I'd be the one to save the people of Israel from the Midianites. In fact, I was sneakily grinding wheat at the time so they wouldn't pinch any.
After speaking to the angel, I bet you got your army ready straight away.
Well, no, exactly. You see, I just had to make sure he meant me, so I got a test just to make sure. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the morning the grass is always wet with dew. Take a look when you get up tomorrow. Well, I looked around to see what I had in this old shed. I put some wool, a fleece from the old sheep, on the floor and asked God, really politely, mind, he is God, you know. I didn't want to annoy him, so I asked really politely not to be angry, but would he mind showing me again that he was with me by making the grass dry, no dew, and the wool wet in the morning. Yeah, you guessed it. Got up nice and early and the fleece was wet. Actually, I think he knew I needed convincing because it was soaking wet.
Wow, now you must have known, definitely known you were the warrior he wanted.
Yeah, and I am so glad I took my time because now I knew God was with me. He did mean me, and I really carried out his plans to the letter. Do you mind if I just tell you what happened then?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, the Midianites were camped here in a valley at the bottom of an hill, so we set up camp south of them. Now, the next bit is crazy. God said that he wanted to make sure that everyone knew it was God who won the battle and not any of us. Usually you want loads of people to fight with you, but he told me I had too many, and to ask the men if any of them were afraid, if they would go home.
I bet there were a lot who admitted they were afraid, weren't there?
Yeah, 22,000 men sent back home.
Wow, that's so many people.
Yes, but we still had 10,000, so I thought, okay, that should still be good. Then God told me he was going to save us just using 300 men. Just 300. That's nuts. The Midianites had a huge army. I was so glad I had done the wall thing and knew God was leading me, I can tell you. So God told me to take the men to the water and watch them having a drink. Those who drank the water by lapping up like a dog, I put in one group. Those who bent down to drink it were in the other group. You have guessed it. There were 300 who lapped the water up. I told all the other men to go home. What? They must have thought, are we hearing you? Go home. You're crazy. But God was clear, 300.
Well, Gideon, I have to say that was very brave. You must have had a phenomenal battle plan. How did you defeat them?
Remember, the enemy was down in the valley. God told me to take someone with me and have a listen to what the Midianites are saying, and then I wouldn't be afraid. Do you know a warrior was talking to his friend about a dream he had where I beat them and they were defeated? I couldn't believe my ears, and I wasn't afraid at all. There were so many of them, but we had God, and I was quietly worshipping God all the way back to the tent, power in praise. You know, when I got back to the camp, I told them all, get up, God has defeated the army of the Midian for you. I divided the 300 men into 3 groups, 100 in each. I gave each one a trumpet and an empty jar with a burning torch inside of it. Oh, I can't wait to tell you what happened next.
Go on.
I said to them, when we get to the edge of the camp, do what I do. Well, it was really dark. We surrounded the camp on top of the hill, They were in the valley sleeping. Then I blew my trumpet and I smashed my jar. All 300 men did the same. We held the torches in our left hands and the trumpets in our right hand and shouted a sword for the Lord and for Gideon. We didn't move, but stayed in our places surrounding the camp. Then it got crazy. All the warriors inside the camp started shouting and running away. They started fighting each other. All I can say is that God had a better plan than I could have ever thought of. They must have been frightened out of their wits, seeing the bright lights in the dark, hearing all the noise. They just ran. So there you go. We were free from the Midianites. God definitely won the battle. Come to think of it, none of the 300 lifted their swords. Just a torch and a trumpet. God's just amazing.
Wow. So there you have it. Gideon the farmer. Definitely an unlikely hero, Jane. This is Laura Koomsberg signing off for the HTA Kids News Channel. The Quest Squawk. Did you see the talent words? The story was so exciting I forgot to have a look. Did you see them at home?
Wow, that was an incredible story. But how good are you at listening? And we sure had to listen this week, didn't we? Let's have a go at the quiz. And then we might have completed the quest. Can we really be a hero for God? Can you help Squawk? Shout out the answers if you know them. So, how many did you get right? Yes, Gideon needed a lot of reassurance and encouragement to realise that God meant him. He was small, not really worth anything, he thought. He must have wondered why God chose him in the first place. So, why did he choose him? Well, God knew that he would listen and he would be obedient. God knew he needed somebody who was willing to do those crazy things he asked. Get rid of men instead of recruiting more. They were going to battle after all. You'd think that they would need more. But God wanted less. Why did he want less? God wanted less because he wanted to show everyone that it was him that would win the battle for them, that he was on their side, that he would be strong when they were weak. Do you remember the theme for today? A cool leader or what? I just can't quite hear you. Well, he definitely wasn't a cool leader. Not at first, but I bet after he won that battle, Everyone thought he was pretty cool, and I bet everyone listened to him then. A real hero. Have you got the answer to the quest? That last question. What can we learn from Gideon's life? Well, what did you decide? I think the quest wants us to know that even if we feel a little bit like Gideon, a little bit small, not very cool, maybe a bit too young, not very strong, God can still use you. He really can. He can use you in amazing ways if you trust him. The weaker you are, the stronger he is. Do you remember the promise for today? Chat to God. Tell him how you feel. And watch out. Watch to see him use you in amazing ways. God might give you an idea and you might be able to act on it, just like Gideon did. God told him what to do and he did it. He could do that for you this week too.
Well done. You have completed this week's quest. Can you be a hero for God?
Just like Gideon did, we can chat to God. And today the prayer is a chat and catch. And Jane Piper is going to do the prayer with us. So get ready to chat to God.
Hi HTA kids, it's lovely to be with you. We're going to now chat to God in prayer, and it's just like talking to your best friend. As I chat to God, I'm going to write some key words on some pebbles I found in the garden, and I'm going to pop it into my prayer jar. You might like to do the same at home. So let's pray. So tell Jesus what you found fun today and made you smile. I took a friend's dog out for a walk and he gives us a lot of joy, and his name is Kobe. So I am going to write Kobe on my first pebble and pop it in my prayer jar. Tell Jesus who your best friend is. I'm going to write mine down, and her name is Claire. And I've known Claire practically all my life. So thank you for Claire. Tell Jesus what you can do well and what you find difficult. I love chatting to God. But sometimes I find it difficult to hear what he is telling me. I also find it hard to obey him when he asks me to do something that isn't easy. For example, sometimes I'm with my friends that don't believe in Jesus and they're sharing some of their problems with me. And I just have a sense of God telling me through some thoughts and his inner voice, tell them that you'll pray for them. So I'm going to write down my next word, which is obedience. Obedience to God. Ask Jesus what talent he sees in you. So maybe you are a good leader, a good sportsman, or a good reader, a good ballet dancer, or a good musician. I am a good listener, so I'm going to write down here, good listener. So Lord, we give you these prayers and thank you that we know you listen. Help us to listen to your voice, which may be a thought, a picture, a word, a feeling, or a Bible verse. In your precious name we ask. Amen.
Wow! It's Gideon's pot. Whoa, it's heavy. And it's got a word on it. Is it a word? That doesn't look like a word to me. Can you work out what it might say? What talent did Gideon have?
When I watch the moon at night, when I feel the sun's burning bright, there's only one creator.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right, look, it's obedience. Let's take it off and put it in the time capsule for this week. Here we are, balancing the pot. Just like it inside with the other words. Collecting a lot of talents. There we are. Have you got your time capsules? You've been putting the words in. Gideon trusted God and had faith in him, which gave him the confidence to follow the instructions God gave him to do. God had a master plan, and it wasn't anything that we could have dreamt of at all. But Gideon carried it out to the letter. What a hero. He wanted the Gideon army to know that it was God who was going to win their battle, and not him. In fact, I don't think they would have stood a chance. But with God with them, they were all so strong. A bit like God giving them strength when they were weak. Gideon definitely obeyed God, didn't he? Yes, the army of Gideon are celebrating, everybody. They would be celebrating at the end, wouldn't they, Scott? They'd be having a right old party, singing lots of songs. Right, we're going to see you next week. We're going to do that song that we did when we were doing the actions at the beginning. So, get up off your sofas. We're going to be dancing, running, jumping, a bit of sleeping, and then lots of dancing again. I hope you enjoy it. See you all next week, guys, on the next part of our class.
Everybody sleep.